Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I am at New Millennium Medical in Belvedere. I'm joined here by Dr. Chris Parrott, and today we're just going to be talking about, the symptoms and how do you know if you need a chiropractor. So, jumping straight into things, Chris, how do you really know if you need to go and see a chiropractor?
Well, when it comes to symptoms, it's not just about feeling them. So the only way to know if you have a problem in your spine is to get evaluated. Mm-hmm. So what a chiropractor is going to, do neurological testing, range of motion, orthopedic tests. That's really going to be what's going to find the issues. Also, they're going to likely do x-rays if needed. And that's really what tells the whole story about what's going on. And many patients, they don't always really, once they see them, they kind of get understanding. They're quite surprised by what they see. They say, I thought it was just aches and pains. I didn't realize it was that bad. So that's really what tells the best story.
Right, yeah. And I feel like also maybe sometimes it goes unnoticed about how much, a chiropractor can really provide for you, what goes on behind the scenes, like all those testings and kind of stuff you talked about. That's not the first thing, that comes to my mind when I think of chiropractor. I think of, I'm just coming here to maybe get some pain relief. So maybe you want to go into, what people can experience when they go see somebody maybe like yourself.
Yes. So yeah, you're right. It's not just about the spine itself. This office does offer PT as well. You've got to remember, you're not just a walking skeleton. You've got muscles, you've got ligaments that are all attached there. So you have to make sure that those are strong and your adjustment can hold for a lot longer period of time when you stabilize those as well.
So what do you think are, the symptoms that would maybe, cause people to call you? When is that right time they should be like, okay, now it's time to go seek professional help?
So I always tell patients to, you can't just think about the symptoms. If you're someone who sits all day, if you are very active and you have stress on your body, or if you have those aches and those soreness, or your body feels out of balance, that's really when you want to get checked. Don't just wait for those symptoms. Fix the cause before it becomes an issue.
All right, now a big question I have for you is what happens if a spinal injury goes unaddressed or doesn't get paid attention to?
And that's a great question. Mm-hmm. If you ignore it, it's going to progress. I mean, it's pretty plain and simple. So if you have a joint that is not moving the way it should, it's going to start to break down. So essentially, a bone is going to start to build extra bone or calcify. The disc in between is going to start to dry out, and the nerves will become irritated. And also the muscles that surround that joint are going to start to spasm or tighten up, and that's what protects it. So if you leave it, and that's really what degeneration is, you can't reverse that. So if you leave it untreated, your body's going to start to compensate for those things, and that's really where symptoms start to show up. And sometimes this can be even years later, and that's really when it becomes a mechanical issue, and you can't fix a mechanical issue on your own.
I kind of wanted to ask you, wonder if somebody is actually, maybe nervous about coming to see a chiropractor because wonder if it causes more pain. Sometimes that comes to my head, coming to see someone, the thought of it maybe even hurting more. So how do you kind of maybe alleviate patients' nervousness from that?
Definitely, and that's actually a common feeling for a lot of patients, especially if they've never been to one. Obviously, the noise, what is that? And what it is, it's not your bones cracking. It's actually just almost like an air pocket that gets released when the adjustment's made. So again, the first step is to show the patient or the individual really what's going on and to let them know if chiropractic is the right option. That could be the case as well. And then if that is the case, when the adjustment happens, the office always kind of walks them through and lets them know that thousands and thousands of adjustments happen every day. It's just important to make sure that you're the right fit for that.
Stay calm and stay relaxed.
Yes.
And how does somebody know that they're feeling relief? Maybe after they come here, they get something done. Mm-hmm. Or maybe even how long does it take to maybe see signs of relief? Is it instant? Does it take some time? How does that time frame almost look?
Every patient obviously is going to be different. Okay. There are some patients who get relief, after 1 or 2 treatments. There are some patients that it could take weeks, maybe even months. It depends on how long the problem's been there and how severe it is. So I tell patients it's kind of like fitness. You don't go to the gym one time and expect long-lasting results. This isn't just about pain relief, it's about correction. So you're kind of looking at this as more of a long-term situation. And you may not feel changes day to day. It does sometimes take time for the body to start that healing process.
Right, yeah. One question to just wrap it up real quick. Would you say, kind of a thought that came into my mind during the colder months, January, February. Do you see a lot of more patients during the time? Does the cold weather play an impact at all?
It does. If you already have an underlying problem that is, high risk for inflammation, these changes in the barometric pressures, they're going to affect that disc that kind of holds that pressure. And then obviously, just this past week with all the snow that we've been getting, I've had a lot of patients doing that additional shoveling or snow blowing that your body just isn't used to all those movements in such a short period of time. So a lot of times that will increase someone's discomfort as well.
Yeah, so they would have to come someplace like New Millennium Medical, which is in Belvedere, and you can see Dr. Chris Parrott here, who joined me today. Thank you so much for talking with us. So if you have any pain or back issues or just need some signs of relief, make sure to come check out New Millennium Medical in Belvedere.